Hello, coconuts. Welcome to another
Show
game.
coconuts.
Welcome to another game
Woo!
of An Empty Dream, a Girl by Moonlight game. Um, I am Archangelic. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm going to be the director.
Uh, my name is Chantel. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing character Nif, who is also known as Concordia. It's been a long time. It was a second to remember that. uh, Her pronouns are she, her, as Nif, and they, them as Concordia, and they are the Harmony.
Hello, everybody. I am Elle. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing Carrie. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to say the full name. We're committing. Carrie Milan Evander Lyall, aka Lycos, who is the outsider playbook. I remembered it and goes as by they, them pronouns. They've just had baby's first lesbian breakup, so they're doing great.
Hello, I'm Dozens, he, they. I am playing time traveler Janice Quinn, she, her pronouns, slash Chronos, its pronouns.
Hello, friends. My name is Siliqui Jaden. You can find me most places online as Fat Sapphic Bro. I use they, them pronouns. I will be playing the unlikely hero, Calliope Rodriguez, she, her pronouns, and eventually Verdage, they, them pronouns. Welcome back to our space here at Lantern Light Adventures. We appreciate your patience during our absence, and we're happy to be back with you tonight. This is home to all of our TTRPG and related content on Twitch. All of our games are also uploaded to our Lantern Light Adventures YouTube channel. There's a link to our link tree in the chat right now that you can click, and it will take you to all of our various social media pages so you can follow us everywhere we are. If you want to keep up to date on everything we're doing, feel free to also join our Discord, which is also linked in the chat. If you want to play with us or GM for us, you can fill out the TTRPG actual play interest form, which you can find linked in our link tree and in the chat. And once you fill out that form, I'll email you back with our TTRPG consent form, and then we can match you with games from there. We will be streaming this Girl by Moonlight game every Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. PST. We also will be recording an audio cast after show where we go over our advancement and debrief from the game. You can listen to this for free on our Patreon at patreon.com/Lantern Light Adventures. We really hope you enjoy it as much as we've enjoyed playing and putting it together thus far. On Sundays from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. PST, we stream the Era of the Dragons, our D&D actual play. We typically take the last weekend of the month off to work on editing and producing more content for y'all, so we do not usually stream the Era of the Dragons game on the last Sunday of each month. On most Mondays, Archangelic and I will be streaming, the two of us playing video games or board games, and we've started with Baldur's Gate 3. We also have been being joined by our lovely producer, Polygeist, and may include other guests in the future as well. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know. Otherwise, come hang out with us while we play. And on April 5th from 2 to 5 p.m. PST, we will be live streaming a special one-shot of Daggerheart, the new system from Darrington Press, Spencer Stark, and the folks at Critical Role that is currently in beta testing. We hope you'll come out and hang with us as we try out this new system. And finally, in support of Palestine, there will be a donation link on our Twitch page to donate to Doctors Without Borders. We hope that you will donate whatever you're able as we remain in solidarity for a free Palestine. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you for those announcements. Um, I think we should just get right into it. Helios stands in the shower. He stares at his hands for what feels to him like an eternity. He eventually rinses his hair and turns off the shower. He steps out and wipes the steam off the mirror. A veiled figure looks back at him. Helios quickly wipes his eyes and opens them to see himself again. As Helios makes his way to the table for breakfast, you, Nif, see him slightly distraught. He hasn't made himself breakfast, and as he sits at the table now, he just is sitting and like doodling in a notebook.
Hey, hey, are you okay? I know last night was, it sounded like there was some weird stuff that happened. I think Nif would come over and just kind of, not like trying to startle him, but like put her arms on like his, or put her hands on his arms and like kind of try to give him a little bit of a neck rub.
He doesn't really respond to you. and he kind of just like he like shrugs his shoulders a little bit, like almost like an inversion to your touch. And he is on in the notebook, you see he is just drawing this like in like a rough sketch, like a veiled figure, like almost like a Virgin Mary type figure. But it has like in the center, like there's these like interlocking circles that he keeps drawing in the center, like where her hands should or heart should be.
Uh, what's this? Is this something from your classes, or was this something from last night?
He says, no, it and he just like it's almost like he can't break himself away from what he's drawing, what he's doing. He's so intensely focused on it.
Sweetheart, have you eaten anything? What would you like for breakfast? I'd be happy to make you something. Or we could go out.
He he looks up and he looks up and down and he just like shuts the notebook. He's like, just stop. I can't do this right now. And he is going to like grab his notebook and get up from the table, and he starts to just leave your apartment.
Um, I think that because Nif, he doesn't know that Nif is Concordia. um, I think that Nif would let him go, but immediately put out a brain APB to the rest of the group. And I love this because it's not like sending, you cannot respond to this message. Um, hey, Helios is a little perturbed. He was really out of sorts and drawing some kind of figure, like a Virgin Mary figure, but like instead of heart and hands, it's just circles. You might want to check on Reese, see if they are having the same issues. And if anybody gets eyes on Helios, if you could send me a text. I'm worried.
As you send that out, I would like you to roll for your obligation stress. So, of sun, moon, stars, whichever is lowest, roll that amount of dice.
It would be stars because it's nothing, so I roll 2 dice and take the lower. Let's roll 2 new dice, see how they do.
When Nif sends out that blast, Janice starts replying right away. She's like, "No worries, I'll keep an eye." What? Damn it!
Real quick, Mal, just general question. Is this figure something that Lycos would know about from their time as, an acolyte of all the bad things?
You wouldn't know. I mean, like Nif said a Virgin Mary. Did you say that specifically?
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if like he
God, Carrie probably wouldn't know what the Virgin Mary is. I think that's the first thing Carrie does. Carrie Googles Virgin Mary question mark and tries to like figure something out based off of the results.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
So you are going to take 4 stress.
No.
You, of course, welcome to do anything else for your obligation phase, but that's your stress for starting off. So
What if it wasn't though?
Oh, I think, oh man, there's a lot of obligations. I think that Nif would also text Janice specifically, and say, hey, I don't know if you or your robotics club would be interested, but I kind of need to build something where I can take plants for a walk, like a garden for a walk, to get some sunshine. I don't know if that's something maybe you could help me with. I think part of the reason that my test props are coming out poorly is they're not meant to be grown in a sterile lab. Um, and I thought maybe we could, teamwork this, right? Robotics Club helping me give people better eyesight.
Janice responds immediately. It's like the little three dots are up before like a second has passed after you send the message. And she's all in. She's like, yes, give me 30 minutes to work up a prototype. I'll text you back.
Amazing. Amazing. I think Nif would kind of sit at the table and like put out their heirloom seeds that they got from Poppy, but like very distractedly. Oh, buddy.
Oh,
Oh no.
this
Um,
is so sad.
So I think with that, we can go over to Janice. What is Janice up to?
I think that Janice is. I wanted to try to work something about our initial world building into this downtime. So I know that in our world, in our city, tradition and achievements are considered sacred. And the profane elements are nature and community. So I think that Janice is out, maybe off campus, but out in the city, in the surrounding, like the college town, trying to explore some different community that she's not familiar with. So let me think, she's gone to like the senior citizen recreation center and is like learning to play bridge and is like really getting into it because like she can really like grasp the math of it. And she's like, no, this is great. This is just like she's applying it to like robotics somehow. And she's making friends with Esther at the senior citizens rec. And I think she's even like getting into the cards because like she can see some patterns emerging maybe from her tarot situations.
Yeah, Esther, when you arrive, she's like, oh, come to lose again.
Ha! Fat chance, Esther. Thank you for teaching me. You've been a very good mentor. Sorry.
She's like, no, we need that energy. Gotta win tonight. I forget if bridge is one of the ones that you play with like a partner. Like, I don't
It is.
remember. It is. Okay.
Yeah.
You're definitely Esther's partner. So
Awesome.
and one of the other women there, Charlotte, she's like, no table talk. So
Charlotte. My new nemesis. Esther, there's no way we can lose to Charlotte. We're gonna take her down. I've been studying, and she pulls out like a little like contract bridge strategy book that she got from the library.
How adorable. The baby's learning. Go ahead and let's roll your obligation stress.
Okay. Oh, stressful bridge at the senior rec center.
It is a stressful game. Like you think you know what you're doing, and then all of a sudden, like the other parents just like pull out something you didn't realize could happen.
This was not in the strategy book list of opening moves. I don't know how bridge works. Is it like chess? Are there opening moves?
I have no idea either.
Sorry, I rolled the lower of sun and moon. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, sun, moon, stars, whichever is lowest, you roll. So
okay.
like the dots in the first column. Yeah.
That's going to be a 2.
A 2. All right, you are going to take 4 stress.
Wait, did my stress track reset?
Yes, it resets
good.
after every mission.
How would you like to start in Eclipse? Okay, I take 4 stress.
Yep. Between that, like you're trying to do this, but you still have like the weight of like school and everything bearing on you, and like you're trying to relax here, but in the back of your mind, that's still sitting there. Like,
yeah,
You are now like also like twirling between like making a prototype for your friend that
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
agreed to make, and robotics club, you have a meet coming up in a couple weeks, and like that kind of stuff. So that's all
Um,
sitting on you as you're sitting here playing with these ruthless old women.
Ruth, in fact, is the worst one of them all.
Yeah. Mhm.
I think that, yeah, I think I'm stressed out by the prototype because I'm thinking in my mind that Splendiferous Cogwell has been working on this like ambulation system, and I'm afraid I just know that I'm going to have to ask Splendiferous for help, and it's gonna eat me.
Splendiferous is 100% going to tell you, oh, you couldn't figure this out yourself, you needed my help.
Our friendship is new, and and new. Splendiferous, tread lightly.
He's like, sorry, is it too much? I'm trying to get this down. Like, I know we're friends, but like I want to maintain that rivalry. We got to be at the top of our game at all times. Got to keep each other sharp.
You're right. You're right. Have you ever played bridge? Splendiferous?
My great aunt Ruth plays.
Ruth.
Oh,
Wait, what was that? Was it
my
Charlotte?
great aunt.
Charlotte, yeah, Charlotte and Ruth are on a team. They're like me and Esther's like bitter rivals. I was like, that tracks. I can't believe it. I 100% believe it.
Yeah. With that, okay. We will go on to. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on names. Calliope. What are you up to?
Probably. I know that I eventually want to, at some point in my day, make it to Palette and Pixel, the art supply store, but I don't know if that's something that would be better to do later on or first thing. Otherwise, I'm just kind of doing my usual putting around the house, getting ready for the day. When I get the message from Nif, though, I will text just to give like a hey, got your message. Really weird. I'll definitely keep an eye out.
So you are at home, and you're trying to you need to go pick up some supplies. You have a class. You're actually taking a class on specifically film photography, so you need some like actual film stock, and the only place you can really find it easily is at Palette and Pixel. And so you you step into the like living room of your home to kind of leave, and your mother's there, just kind of puttering around herself. And she says, instead of saying good morning or anything like that, she says, I really hate that you use that cane.
I am aware. So you've said before.
She's like, I'm sorry, like, but I worry about you. If you just lost some weight, I'm sure you could stop using that cane altogether.
Yeah, I know. Working on it. Um, just yeah.
Have you been doing
Um,
the juice diet? My doctor prescribed it and it's been working for me.
yep, definitely doing the juice diet.
If you got some friends that supported you, and maybe it'd be easier for you.
Do you think I don't have friends, Mom?
Well, I'm just saying, friends that under friends that are looking out for your health. I don't know if the friends you have are doing it.
I don't think that my friends feel that they are my doctors. So they kind of leave that between me and my doctors.
I'm just looking out for your health, honey. Like, I'm not trying to fight with you.
I know. Do you need me to do anything before I take off for the day?
No, I do have some juice in the fridge for you.
Fantastic. I will grab that on the way out. Thanks. And I will hurriedly make my way the fuck out of here.
Let's go ahead and get your stress roll.
All right. I know you've already explained this to other players, but what do I have to do?
So in the first column of each of your things, that's the number you have in that thing. So
Uh-huh.
between sun, moon, stars,
Oh,
whichever's
right.
lowest.
Nothing in stars.
All right, roll 2 dice, take the lowest.
Oh, that's a 1.
All right, you're gonna take 5 stress.
I'm gonna kill your mom. I'm gonna kill your mom, dude.
You're gonna have to
We're
wait because I'm gonna kill her
all
first.
gonna kill her mom.
Wait, how many did you say?
I'm 5.
Okay.
I am
Okay.
so mad right now. Mal, you're doing such a good job. I'm so ready to kill this woman.
Yeah.
Truly.
We don't need extra planar enemies. We've got enemies right here.
The true moral of the story.
The true moral of the story, if someone shit talks your cane, beat them with it.
Yes, for sure.
How does Calliope get around town?
I imagine I have we're driving age. I imagine I have a car.
Okay. Yeah. It's a pretty short drive to Paladin Pixel. It's in the heart of downtown Santa Marta. Um it's at the first floor of like a high-rise apartment building. So like there's just this massive building, but there's like this little it's a little shop. Um it feels kind of cozy where it is, even though it's in this like brand new modern building. And um remind me again who works here.
Cameron.
Cameron.
Cameron Brighton.
Cameron is it's pretty empty right now. It seems to be empty like a lot of the times. A few people will come in occasionally, but the store is kind of set out in like there's like a section for traditional art supplies. There's like a whole section selling computers and tablets for like digital art. And it's got kind of this like old versus new side of the store going on. Um, but Cameron's at the front counter. Why don't you describe Cameron?
So Cameron is a tall, fat, non-binary person, short hair, undercut, someone that Calliope finds attractive and also intriguing because this is the only non-binary person that Calliope has knowingly interacted with.
Yeah. They look up at you and they say, Calliope, oh, I got and like starts rummaging around the desk. I got the thing you asked for. And like before you've barely taken a step in the store and it's already like Cameron like kind of dives under the desk and like grabs a box of like vintage film stock for you.
Fantastic. Man, you always come through.
I have like I got some I of course always have new stuff, new stock. It's good, but this might give your stuff a quality that you were talking about, like a more painterly quality to what you were going for. This stuff, it's all expired. Don't know what it's going to yield, but it could be fun.
Ooh, fun indeed. I will definitely let you know what I make out of it. Thank you so much.
And um, they kind of look at you and they say, like, yeah, if you ever want to like come over and like have me take a look and everything, we can take a look together. I got a place where it can scan these in digitally. Like we can do that together.
Calliope blushes. Yeah, that would yeah, that'd be really awesome.
Yeah, it's just anytime. I'm here all day.
All right, cool. I'll text you sometime or something.
Yeah. You have my number, right?
Of course. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, text me. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I got some stuff going on today, but I will text you as soon as I have a chance to look at the schedule and figure out what we can do.
All right, sounds good.
My mother is fucking on one again, and I'm gonna lose it.
Oh, don't if do you want me to like yell at her or something?
I somehow don't think that that would help.
It might help me and it might help you. That's what
I mean,
matters.
it would feel nice, but I don't think it would change a whole lot.
Well, just I guess let me know if you need anything.
Will
Like
do. Just yeah. Yeah. She's still doing the juice thing. It's nuts, dude.
she's still on the juice.
I have not seen her eat a solid piece of food in like 3 fucking weeks, and she is insistent that I just need to embrace the juice. I don't know, man. She's weird.
That cannot be healthy.
Apparently, her doctor has prescribed it. Doctor, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, that's insane. I'm just gonna say it. That's insane.
Truly. Anyways, I will let you get back to work. I've got to get to class and all of that stuff, but I will definitely text you later. And thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. I'll see you around. You make your way back to campus. With that, we come to Carrie. Carrie, you said you wanted to look up about the Virgin Mary. I'm gonna have you do a fortune roll. So just roll a d6 and we'll see how this goes.
All right. So yeah, that's the first thing that Carrie's doing, and then they're gonna go check on Reese.
It's like this. Is this like the hitting feeling lucky on the Google search?
That's a 1.
Oh no.
Oh goodness.
I think Carrie stumbles upon some like weird fetish site and is like, huh, I'm not familiar with this, and then just dismisses the whole thing.
Yeah, you see like hundreds of icons and various things. Like the Wikipedia article is like buried way down at the bottom. Like it's just and you're just like, I don't have time for this.
This
So
is very overwhelming, and I do not like it. If this woman was so important, she would introduce me. She would talk to me herself, quite frankly. I don't like it when people make introductions through others.
God, Carrie would make a weirdly good Catholic. So anyway.
I think that Carrie's gonna go over to the communal kitchen, look for Reese. And so Reese, every day, because Reese is a creature of habit, has grits, a turkey sausage, and 2 pieces of wheat toast with a little bit of margarine on them. And so if that routine has changed, Carrie will know that something is wrong. Because the day that Reese changes their breakfast routine is the day that hell freezes over.
Mhm. You come out to find Reese staring at the microwave, a bowl of grits, cooking in it.
All right, good, 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 good.
He looks he kind of grunts at you and like he's sipping coffee.
I'm double checking that coffee. It has a dash of sugar because any more will make you break out in hives and make you too hyper, and a little bit of cream because you don't like how bitter coffee is normally, correct?
He says, "Yeah."
All right, good, 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 good. You aren't feeling the need to draw any strange women with circle hearts, correct?
No. Are you okay?
I just
I
had
already
a
regret
very
asking
weird
this.
dream last night, and it was like a zombie apocalypse, and everyone was possessed, and there were the words Virgin Mary everywhere, but I don't know what that means, and quite frankly, she sounds a little weird for my tastes. I mean,
You
whose
were,
first name is Virgin?
that's not her first name. Oh goodness.
But that's the first. What is her first name then?
Honestly, Carrie, I need to finish this coffee before we have a conversation about religion.
Oh, it's a religious thing. That makes more sense.
Like there's like a Our Lady of Fatima church. Like you can go see if you want to go look at like
Oh
Virgin
no,
Marys.
I don't step a foot in churches. Quite frankly, they are a little bit of a weird vibe for me. If someone is being worshipped, I want that someone to be me or no one at all.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, what can Jesus do that I can't?
Oh, good grief, Carrie. Look, do you actually have questions or anything?
Uh, a couple of questions. Do you remember anything about your experiences the the previous day, night, kind of all blended together? Time is weird.
I remember doing tutoring and then
Mm-hmm.
I was at the cafe.
All right. So it was so boring you blocked it out.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
What other
Our
explanation would there be?
Carrie, I saw you were crying, and I wasn't gonna ask you about it, but I think like you're being super weird this morning, so I'm gonna ask you about it.
All right. I I had a partner, and that partner had a scheme, and that scheme was foiled, and I think that I no, she definitely broke up with me. It was not a mutual thing, which is fine, which is fine. I mean, if she thought that I have changed too much for her, then perhaps I have. I think that I've changed for the better. And it it was a temporary moment of weakness, lapse in judgment. And I feel much better today. And is any of this working?
That's look, a breakups are hard. And like the 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 microwave will ding, uh Reese will pull out all the food, take his food to you. He eats at the like bar in front of your desk. He just stands there and eats. Um, like the bar at like in front of the sink area. Like
Yeah.
he just stands there and eats his food. He's like, look, hey, look, I've been through like if you just want to talk to somebody, I'm here for you. Like I know we're not like the closest of friends, but like a
I
breakup's
think
hard.
you're my best friend. You and Janice.
I'm glad you said someone else's name too. That makes me so much better. I'm so much more comfortable with this conversation. Um, look, I've been through them. I know, like if you want to just like chill and watch like action movies all night, I know you like them.
I do like them.
I'm cool with that. Like we can have some chill time.
All right. That sounds nice. I am probably going to go for a bit of a workout. I need to punch something, and I don't want to punch you. And apparently, punching walls is bad because they don't repair themselves, which I think is a very silly element of construction. So, tonight, we can watch Pacific Rim and maybe some of the Godzilla movies because I greatly admire Godzilla as a protector, but a feared protector.
I'll get some ice cream and some popcorn.
That sounds nice. Perhaps I can combine them, and then I will have popcorn on my ice cream, and I can put chocolate sauce on, and it will be divine.
I like where your head's at, sweet and salty.
I'm a chef now.
Like he sips his coffee and says, yeah, chef. So yeah, you're going to go, you say you're going to go work out.
Carrie is going to go work out, just hit the bag for a little while.
Mhm.
Hopefully no one has figured out that they completely stole a bunch of mats from the gym.
About that. You see like a man like comes into your vision. Like he is like 5'6", stout. He's in a gi. He's got like short, dark hair. Um, he has like a black belt with like other stripes and symbols on the belt. And he says, You, you took my mats.
I could break your neck with your belt right now and no one would ever find your body. Sit the fuck back down, or I will give you some scars to remember me by, alright?
He says, That sounds like a challenge. Challenge is accepted.
Oh,
You'll
it's
meet
not a
me.
challenge. I'm just warning you before I decimate you. I like to do that to my food.
I'm gonna have you make a defy roll here. I want to see how this goes.
Carrie's like this 5-0 weirdo with purple hair, just trash talking this person. Oh, that's real nice actually. That's 9.
Oh, what's the highest die?
Oh, 5. 5.
5. Okay, that is a partial success.
Mal, you are
Um,
so smart.
um, he you are like still like punching the bag, and he comes up to you and he just holds the bag in place, and it like sets you off your stance just a little. And he says, "You will call me Gutierrez-san, and you will come to my dojo.
I'm going to call you a fucking dork because that's what you are.
We'll see. You're all talk right now. We'll see what skills you actually
Oh.
have."
I may bark, but I assure you my bite is much worse.
We will deal with this whole mat situation.
I need the bats more than you need the mats. I think that resources should go to those who need them the most.
And he says, "I assure you, I'm not afraid of you."
Oh, then you will crumble bravely.
Well, 3 o'clock is when I
3
have my
o'clock.
class. Show up.
Fantastic. I would feel bad about humiliating you in front of others, but quite frankly, I don't care about your reputation, who you are, and what your life will be like after this. In fact, I wouldn't plan on having a life after this.
We'll see about that. And he'll step away.
You say that to a lot of what I say.
He
You're
does.
very cocky for someone who doesn't make a lot of threats.
He doesn't break his stride, which is very wide. He walks like he's just built. But he walks
Oh, what a
away.
cute little puppy.
He's unperturbed by you. I'd like you to go ahead and roll your stress for obligation.
Absolutely. Okay, don't fail me, baby, die. Wee. 5.
5. Okay, you only take 1 stress.
Hell yeah, Carrie is actually amped about this because they're going to beat the absolute shit out of somebody. This is the best way to get over a breakup.
Yeah. So, are you going to show up at his dojo?
Carrie absolutely shows up at the dojo. I think they've got like their battle vest on with all of their various like pins. It's got studded leather on it. They take it off and they've got tank top. They are ready to go.
You come to his class, and lined up in like neat little rows and columns are like a bunch of 5-year-old children.
I'm going
And
to kill them all. That is a thing Carrie says in their head. They do not look at these children and go, I will murder all of you. They're not Anakin Skywalker yet.
okay. And Gutierrez-san, he has them all bow, and he says, you did come.
Why would I not come? You are... I mean, I'm sure that you have experience making people not come, but I don't think that's going to be the context of this meeting.
He does not even like engage in that, because he like, you can see he like looks at all the children to see if they understood what was going on. None of them seem to. He says, okay. He
They have
says,
to learn at some point. Come on.
Did Carrie text the rest of the group that this was going to happen?
Carrie texted the rest of the group, BT dub, going to beat somebody up. He started it, 3 p.m., heart emoji, fist emoji.
I think if seeing that, Nif would absolutely be like, because Nif is pretty stressed. Nif would be a voice in Carrie's head, randomly, just like, hey, just remember basic empathy. Hey, remember there are other ways to solve problems than beating people up. Hey, just remember you're great. And you don't need to enact violence in order to prove how great you are.
That can be true.
Hey, don't forget. I think that Calliope would be really upset if you got in trouble.
Oh no.
Hey, don't forget, we really need you on the team, and if you get in trouble, you would take yourself away from us.
Calliope is like the only thing that Harry reacts to, like, oh no, Calliope's gonna be disappointed in me, and immediately calls Calliope.
I am definitely there.
Hi.
Were you talking to Carrie in their head?
Oh, yeah. No, I was
Okay.
talking to Carrie in their head. Again, Carrie can't do anything about it.
Calliope, I need you to pick up the phone.
Calliope will be well, I'll answer the phone, but I will be just walking in.
Hi, are you going to be disappointed in me because I beat someone up? Because he definitely came and challenged me first, and I think that not responding to that would be bad because it would teach him that he can intimidate others by being a general nuisance and having a large body.
Well, I guess it depends who he is.
I can't remember his name. I don't remember the names of people who don't matter.
But he's like an adult, right?
Oh,
There's a lot of
yes.
children
I
here.
mean, he's an adult.
Still
don't worry,
talking on the phone, but in the room.
Yeah. He's an adult. He's the stocky one who looks a little bit like a Doberman Pinscher.
I think it's probably okay to kick his ass if he consented.
I mean, he's the one who challenged me, so I feel like there's definitely a level of consent here.
I think it's
Does it-
fine. Just be careful of the children, the little guys.
I will be careful of the children. All right.
Perfect. Perfect.
Violence is not always the answer.
Carrie takes out a little notebook, scribbles down, "Don't hurt children. Calliope will be upset." It's their list of like how to be good. I think it's around 4 pages at this point.
Oh my god, I love it.
Most of it is just Calliope will be upset or Janice will be upset.
Yeah, I think Janice rolls in from the bridge game at this point and is in the stands.
Hi, Janice. Are you ready to watch me beat someone up?
Be careful. Love you.
I will. I love you too.
Sits down next to Calliope.
Just to kind of set the scene a little further here. It's not like a traditional dojo, it's like a space in like a community center, and there's like little like picnic tables set up to one side of the space where parents can like sit and wait for their kids to be done with their lesson. So y'all are sitting with a bunch of parents. Like,
What is Carrie but a very large child?
Are they all just like pointing out the kids, like, oh, that's mine, and we're just like, that's ours, and point to Carrie.
100%. Like, oh yeah, that's our little one there. Like, just got his yellow belt. Like,
Carrie is just at this point grinning at the dojo man. I'm calling him the dojo man because Carrie is not making an effort to remember his name, so I feel like I shouldn't either so that it doesn't slip.
yep. He says, now students, this is the person who's responsible for us not having mats today. And they all look at you, Carrie. And they all look sad, and it's like, we can't practice if we don't have mats.
That sounds like a you problem, children.
Calliope is just gonna whisper to Janice, we stole the mats from children? I thought we stole them from the school.
That was the impression Carrie was under, but apparently that was a false one.
This is like,
Oops.
okay, like this is like inside like the like gym area of the school. Like, this is just a community program in the school.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Like, it's a mistake that
Oops.
Carrie could have made.
It's a little oopsie. Sometimes you make little oopsies, like stealing from children.
Do you say that to him?
Yeah, Carrie looks this man in the eyes. Well, I guess kind of looks up at him and goes, "Listen, this was a mistake. Sometimes you steal from children and you mean to steal from a college campus instead. Either way, I'm not giving the mats back."
How about this? You fight me. If you win, you get to keep the mats. If I win, you come and work for me.
Like unpaid labor? I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
No, I'll pay you. Like, I'm
Oh, all right. Yeah, sure, we can do that.
all right. He is going to get into a stance, and I'm gonna have you roll defy.
Fantastic. This is Carrie's best. Also, at this point, I have 2 dots in it. So how many dice should I be rolling? 3?
That's 2.
2 dice. Thank you. Mal, you're so good at counting. Listen, I'm gay. I can't count. The only gay who can count is Count Dracula.
I feel like I should be able to give, like, instead of giving a die, I should be able to take away a die.
Too bad, I got
With
a
the
6.
disapproval. Oh no.
Also, Carrie does not care about Nif's disapproval. In fact, it fuels them. The fact that Nif disapproves is like half of why Carrie is doing this.
I can soothe the troubled hearts of foes.
If Nif had said absolutely go beat this man up, Carrie would have been like, oh, maybe I'm not going to do it now. Sounds boring, actually.
Yeah, Chantel knows that. Nif is hoping that Carrie is better than that.
Carrie's not better than that.
Someday.
All right, that is a 6.
With a 6. Okay. He is coming at you with a fighting style like you're not super familiar with, but you still manage to get like a grapple on him. How do you want to take him down?
Carrie was raised as an alien warlord. Of fucking course they can fight. So I think that he comes at them and they watch his momentum. They grab him, I think, by the arm and just kind of judo flip him over. They're used to dealing with opponents who are larger than them, given the fact that they have fought various creatures and abominations in the other world, and that was most of their training for fighting. So I think that this is almost familiar for them. So they flip this man over, and before he can catch his breath, they are on top of him, knee to like full weight on his chest, kind of grabbing him by the back of the head.
He hits the floor hard and he groans, and before you can you get him into this pin position, and like you're on the floor, and like there's no mats in here. It's a hard floor. And before you can like get up and even gloat, all of these children have dogpiled you. And they're like, get off our sensei.
Harry thinks about it, realizes they can't hurt these kids because then Calliope will be sad, and goes, ah, children, you are so strong! The might of warriors working together! Ah!
And it's all a bunch of like 5-year-olds going, hiya, hiya.
Like Janice like nervously jumps to her feet when the kids take the floor. but then Carrie starts like, oh no. I think, oh God.
One of the moms up there says, you can do the headlock a little bit better. Just move your shoulder up. And yeah, like you eventually like kind of like let yourself go to the floor with these children, and Gutierrez' son like will stand up and he will kind of dust himself off, and he will say, back in formation, and all these like kids will like let go of you and go back into their like grid formation and stand there in like a pose, and he will turn to you and he will give you a bow, and he says, I will admit when I've been bested.
I should hope so.
The mats are yours.
So what does working for you entail exactly?
He says, he will say, okay, that's enough for today, students. Same time next week. And they will all like run off and like put their shoes on and everything. And he will
You all
turn to
fought
you.
valiantly, little warriors. Your sensei should be very proud.
And they will like when they hear that, they like give you a little bow and say thank you and continue on their way.
There's a bit of hesitation, but then Carrie bows back.
He says, honestly, like the mats are one thing. I do have to pay for those. So that was the thing. I thought it would be fun to like, I don't know, fight someone over them. But honestly, I'm swamped here. I need someone who can fight, and I've seen you in the gym, and I'd like you to come like teach some lessons for me.
All right. I can do that. We can coordinate a schedule. We can
You-
text about it.
Yeah, we can text about it. You will have to go through the whole like belt qualifying stuff.
Oh, that won't be a problem.
And he will say, "Oh, like Gutierrez-san in front of the students, you can call me Jose."
All right. Jose, you can call me Carrie. I don't have a fancy name, but well, I suppose I do. My name is a little bit fancy. I think it would be long for children to remember, though.
He says, "Yeah, like whatever name you want to use, they're pretty good kids." So, um, I honestly I work here at a reduced rate. I can't pay you like super well, but I don't know what if you have a job already. I don't.
Oh, it's all right. I have a job. I work at a little the coffee thing on campus. You know, the Pita Way.
The Pita Palace?
Yes, the Pita Palace.
I love that place.
Thank you.
He says, anyway, yeah, like if you can just like we want to get like a few more of these like kids like educational things here on campus, and I thought, you seem like you're a better fighter than literally everyone else here.
That's because I am.
Now, what did you do with the mats?
They're being used for something with my friends. It's a little bit of a project where we're training to do some stunts at a Ren fair. It's very exciting.
Okay. That's all
How
fine
much,
and good. We need to replace those though. So,
how much did they cost?
all the mats like $300.
All right, we have to do this in the back room because if Nif sees me doing something good, she's going to be smug about it for at least the next month.
He says, is your friends up there?
Nif isn't there.
Oh, Niv is there. Well,
Harry
like
just
he doesn't know
assumes that Nif will find out.
Does Carrie think that because sometimes Nif's voice is in her head that she can like just like know things from
Oh,
Carrie's mind?
absolutely. Carrie assumes that Nif, as long as Carrie is doing something in view of multiple people, Nif will know about it. They
I
have
can't wait
no
until-
idea how her powers work.
I can't wait until Carrie
Is
learns
she?
about Santa Claus and is like, that's who that reminds me of.
He sees me when he sees me when I'm sleeping. He knows when I'm awake. It's horrifying.
Just like
Carrie would try to personally hunt down Santa Claus, I think.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's probably like March or so in the year right now. So, like, Carrie's been through a Christmas and has had this conversation already.
Carrie's been through Christmas. Carrie pulled an all-nighter just in case Santa Claus decided to show up.
Yeah. Carrie somehow comes out of obligation with a new job. Although is gonna
And they will stealthily give $300 of their own monies to Jose to pay for the mats.
and he'll say, "Thanks. Honestly, like I didn't know what I was gonna do. I'm glad
That's
that this
all
all
right.
worked out."
I mean, you have me now, and I will assure that all things work out at all times.
He says, "Well, we have a new class starting next week. Come on by."
I will. It's my job.
And yeah, so we will are now out of the obligation phase and go into our downtime phase. What are folks doing as part of their downtime?
Carrie texts Nif, beat up man got job, got tackled by 5-year-olds. I've earned their respect.
Nif texts back, I wish you weren't so reckless. You never think of the consequences.
I don't think Carrie says anything to that because it hits a little too close to home given everything that happened last episode. I think that they just pocket their phone. And I think that they spend the downtime phase avoiding Nif if at all possible. Janice. A couple of questions. One, What is the Virgin Mary?
What is the Virgin Mary?
Yes.
Um, Janice launches into Catholic mythology and the story of the Virgin Mary.
Hmm.
No, her name isn't Virgin, Carrie.
Oh.
It's kind of like a title, I guess.
Why would anyone's title be Virgin? Doesn't she have a child?
She does have a child. That's what makes it super remarkable, right? Like it's the baby God who was born of the Virgin. It's like that's part of like that's one of the main parts of the whole story.
I mean, there are a couple of theoretical ways you could accomplish that. Carrie zones off into space for a second, thinking about all of the ways that they could accomplish immaculate conception.
Don't forget parthenogenesis, kind of horrifying.
All right. Secondly, I think that we need to collaborate and try to figure out what's going on because Reese is fine. So I think that this is a Helios specific thing, and I'm upset with Nif right now, so I can't do anything nice for her. So you have to do nice things for her instead, okay, Janice?
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about the Helios thing. Been so busy on this robot that Niff asked me to make.
Maybe we can bounce ideas off of each other. You seem a little bit stressed. Talk to me.
Well, I was stressed because of this bridge game. I'm learning to play bridge, and I had to and Esther at the senior citizen rec center at the senior rec center is teaching me bridge, which is awesome. But we have to play against these awful people, Charlotte and Ruth. And I just found out that Ruth is Splendiferous's aunt, and then I had to ask Splendiferous for help.
Oh no, he's going to be insufferable about that, isn't he?
He started out insufferable, and now he's insufferable, and it was grating on me. But I'm trying to.
If you want, I can go intimidate him. I'm sure I can shake him down.
I really appreciate that about you, Carrie. You're a good friend.
Thank you.
But I'm trying to interpret Splendiferous's obnoxiousness as a friendly banter and not as actual maliciousness. And it's a learning exercise, but I think I'm getting there.
Friendly banter.
Character growth, Janice says, like, as an aside.
It is important for characters to grow, except for me, because I am perfect and should never change.
Yeah. Hey, with your, riffing on the Immaculate Conception, don't it doesn't need to be no starting cults, right? No starting new religions.
No starting cults, no starting new religions.
Okay.
It's purely a scientific question.
All right. Well, science is definitely permissible and encouraged. You don't have to, you don't have to convince me of that.
I know. That's what I like about you.
Be mindful of the boundaries, I guess. Hey, good job not beating up all those children today.
Oh, thank you. I thought about how sad Calliope would be, and then I didn't want to beat them up anymore. I think that that's called empathy. Don't tell Nif I
Yeah.
learned that because I'm still upset with Nif.
Okay. Well, I hope that you're kind of like storing these things away to tell her later when you're not upset with her anymore.
Oh, I'll tell her later.
Okay.
I'm sure that she'll be very smug about it. I think that I'll tell her if she's upset, but right now I'm upset with her, and not the normal kind of upset with her where we have our rivalry and, you're sworn to secrecy. I think in a lot of ways she makes me better, even if she is a little bit aggravating sometimes.
What happened, Carrie? Why are you upset with Nif?
She told me that she wished I wasn't so reckless and that I thought about the consequences of things, and I mean, I've been told that yesterday too by someone I cared about.
You know what, Carrie? I think that you think about the consequences of things a lot. I think that perhaps what's missing from those from that thought process is the consequences, is the impact on others.
Why would anyone care about what happens to me?
Well, we all care about what happens to you, Carrie. Like you're our friend. But what I'm saying is that, what I imagine happened in your adorable little Carrie brain today is
Aw.
that you had some kind of a interaction with Gutierrez, And the consequence and the outcome that you thought of was about your honor and your might and an opportunity for you to punch some stuff. But I don't know, what I'm unsure about is whether you thought through the consequences of how that would affect me and Nith and Callie and your friends and the well-being of the 5-year-olds. Eventually you got there. We saw you get there with the 5-year-olds.
I didn't realize that the 5-year-olds would be there, to be fair. I thought that there would be adult people, but are 5-year-olds adult people? I don't quite know how humans work.
No, they're child people.
Child people.
Yeah. Very, very, very underdeveloped brains at that point.
Oh shit, so many of my colleagues are fighting teenagers. Are those brains developed?
I don't think the frontal cortex finishes fusing until you're in your mid-20s, honestly.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's one of many, 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 many war crimes. We do have war crimes, we just ignore them.
Well, that, let's circle this back to thinking about the impact on others, I suppose, with that statement.
I've only ever really belonged with one person. I've thought about one person.
Your friend?
She was my partner in a romantic sense, not just a work sense.
That makes so much more sense.
And I don't think that that relationship is going very well. I don't think there is a relationship anymore. And so I'm not used to mattering to other people. I mean, that's never how it worked in the Void. It was always about what you did and what you were doing. There was no real sense of camaraderie. Corvus and I were unique in that sense. We were two people who I think were very lonely. And sometimes we were still lonely. We were just lonely together, and that was better.
Well, and this may take some getting used to and some like thinking about and some practice, but like I can guarantee you that you matter to everybody in the squad. You matter a great deal to me. Like you're my best friend. And I promise you that Nif only said what she said because she wants to build you up and she wants you to be the best version of you that it can be.
That's kind of the problem. What if this is the best version of me? What if no matter what I do, I'm just going to get worse if I try to change?
There's a ton of 5-year-olds that you didn't beat up today.
Is that really the best I can be, not beating up children?
No, that's what Nif was trying to say. But that's a start. The old Carrie, Lycos, would have beat the shit out of those kids. There would be kids like all over the place.
But I don't think you understand what the old Carrie meant to me. That was a person with so much history and they're gone, and I don't think that I can ever get them back, and maybe this is all for the better, but I miss who I used to be. And I don't like being human. It's restricting and uncomfortable, and there are so many rules where there used to be no rules or just rules to break, and I don't understand any of them, and it's frustrating because I'll do something wrong and then I'll be punished or scolded for it, but I don't realize that it's wrong in the moment, and so all I know is that who I was wrong and bad, according to all of you, but who I am now is wrong and bad, according to Corvus and to everyone I knew before. And I don't know what's supposed to be the happy medium. Beating up children a little bit?
Look, Carrie, I mean, who you were before, arguably, was appropriate for the time and the place where and when you were as a void creature. And who you are now is not bad. Who you are now is a person who's growing and learning and changing. And it's hard. Change is hard. And in the meantime, while you're dealing with that hard stuff, you can definitely lean on me and on Nif and on Calliope to help you. And we're not, scolding you or telling you that you're wrong or that you're bad. We're trying to help you through this, through this transition. And I just really want you to know that you're not alone.
I know. It's hard to internalize that it's helpful. There wasn't a lot of that in the Void. It was mostly you either learned or you died, or you were severely punished. And Corvus and I protected each other as best we could. But it still wasn't. I think that I still have a lot of fear around that. I feel like I have to wrap myself in spikes and barbed wire and sarcasm, because if I don't, then I'll get hurt, and if I get hurt, then I'm no good to anyone anymore. And if I'm no good to anyone, I might as well be dead.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
That is very heavy. How are you doing? You're stressed about the robot, right? We don't have to talk about my things. Let's talk about the robots.
Yeah, the robots are doing good. I have a prototype ready to share with Nif. Wait, where are we right now? Are we in the hideout? Because we're in downtime.
I think that we've talked as we walked, and now we're in the hideout, because
Okay.
we wouldn't be having the discussion about void god aliens in a little
No, right.
community room with a bunch of children. That would be crazy.
Just walking across the quad. Yeah. I think that when you bring up the robot, Janice gets excited again. She's like, "Oh yeah, I've got it here in my bag. I'm gonna go show Nif. Good talk. You matter.
You matter as well.
Thank you.
And not just for your brain or what you can build. You matter as a person. You matter to me as a person. And whatever you make is incredible. But you don't have to make incredible things to matter or to be my friend. I love you and I value you. And I love you and value you for you, not for what you make or what you can do."
Thank you so much. That feels really good. Practice saying exactly that to yourself, like 3 times, and I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye. And I will be that was Carrie trying to form a link as one of my downtime actions with Janice.
Honestly, like I'm gonna honor that session of roleplay and say you got a 6 on that. So
Woohoo!
I think if you were trying to make a connection to, let me remember how this works. It's been a minute. So that would mean that Janice gets 4 segments, 4 links with you.
Fantastic. So that means that you can clear a bunch of stress at some point.
That's great, because I'm starting with a bunch of stress. Freaking bridge club.
And I think before I forget what Carrie's gonna do, everybody else can talk to in a minute. I just know I'm gonna forget if I don't do this right now.
It also says on a critical success, you also gain the 1 link with them on your sheet. So Carrie would get 1 link as well.
Yeah, I would say that that's critical. Like that.
That was a critical success.
I'm good to honor that.
Oh, thank you. Carrie's, where's Calliope? Is Calliope in the hideout?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Carrie prances over to Calliope with something in their bag and very proudly presents it to Calliope. It is a fairly large loaf of sourdough bread and a little homemade jar of I think it would probably be strawberry jam that Carrie makes.
Oh my god, thank you. My mom's still doing the juice thing.
If you ever want your mom to learn a lesson, I'm sure that we can teach her a lesson. I don't know if that's a faux pas. Did I tell you I was learning French?
Amazing. You are not the first person to want to deal with my mother today that I've talked to, which is
Oh, we
funny.
should collaborate.
Maybe one day, but for now, I think it's best if I just keep my head down and push through.
If you ever need somewhere to stay, Reese and I are available. I'm sure that they wouldn't object to it. They're very cool.
Thank you. Oh, also, I have a couple things for you. And Calliope will reach in her bag and pull out a couple of little chewy necklaces. Um, one is in the shape of a little fox, and one is in the shape of an owl.
Oh my goodness, these are
Here,
adorable.
these are things that you can wear around your neck, and then you can chew on them when you are feeling like you need to chew on things.
This is the best invention humans have ever made.
I could not agree more.
Let me know if the bread is any good. It's my seventh attempt. The first 6 did not turn out very well, but 7 is lucky. 7 is the charm, and Reese actually helped me make the jam because I am not to be trusted with the stovetop after the great hot
That's
chocolate incident.
yeah, that's fair.
We lost our best pan to that.
It's everyone loses a pan at some point to some mishap in the kitchen.
Yes, normally it happens after the cooking starts, though. But I didn't lose any appliances to the sourdough, which is very exciting.
Well, there you go. So you're improving. It's great.
I am improving. I've been trying to figure out the bread recipe because I didn't want you to just have the pastries that were made at my place of work. I felt like that was a little bit impersonal. I wanted you to know that I spent time trying to make something for you to make you happy.
I appreciate that so much. I wish my mother was a fraction as compassionate.
I think that sometimes people are so consumed with their own issues that they project those issues onto their spawn as a way of dealing with them because it's easier to assume that someone else is the weaker link than to realize that they are flawed people. It's a god complex, which I wouldn't know anything about.
Yeah, absolutely. She is definitely trying to live her life vicariously, and I wish she would just live her own life and let me live mine. But maybe we'll get there someday.
Oh, I saw something on the internet that was very interesting. So, your cane. If someone tries to grab your cane, perhaps you could put spikes on it or like little sharp pins. That way they get stabbed and then they go, ouch, I won't touch the cane again. That was a bad idea. And if anybody asks, you can say that it is to prevent robbery because I've looked at the statistics, and statistically, canes are likely to get stolen and resold or broken down because a lot of human beings are very cruel.
They are. That's not a terrible idea.
I think that it is a good idea, and if you would like, I can find the best, sharpest things to install. That way it will hurt people more. I'm very good at hurting people.
We might have to find out if there are like government regulations about that. California can be really weird about things they consider weapons.
I mean, it isn't technically a weapon, it's a mobility aid.
True, but they have interesting ways of defining things. So we might get into a little trouble. We might have to look into it a little.
Of course, we can look into it. I think that, I mean, there have to be some kind of laws protecting cane usage.
Definitely.
And I did look into a couple of like sword canes, but I realized very quickly that those would not be very good canes. They would just be good swords.
Yeah, yeah. They do look cool though.
They look very cool. They're very impractical. One day I will find a way to make one that is both a cane and a sword.
That would be cool.
I think that if I get a strong enough metal, I can do it.
I see some tinkering in our future.
It's going to be very fun.
All right. Were you trying to make a connection?
Yeah,
Yeah.
between like the homemade stuff and the I mean, Carrie makes connections through weaponry primarily.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an empathize. And it sounds like Calliope, you're good to give a bonus die. You appreciated the
Yeah.
Yay! Carrie's feeling all of these emotions, and Nif isn't here. What a shame. How sad. Carrie is not doing any investigative work, which is very sad, but it's fine. That's another 6, baby. Carrie's
Nice.
very good at fighting people and talking to their friends today. I think it's to make up for the 1 that they rolled earlier when investigating the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, so Calliope, you gain 4 links with Carrie, which is much more useful in your hands, honestly.
And yeah, I was trying to do similar with the jewelry, but I don't know if that's something that we can do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you go ahead and roll whatever stat you want to roll. I think empathize is good. Um,
So I have 1 in that, so
and it seems like Carrie appreciated it, so that's a bonus die.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely bonus die.
so that's 2.
That is 2.
And then I give you what from that?
The highest, and if you get multiple 6s, that's a critical.
Okay, highest is 6.
Highest is 6, so Carrie gains 4 links with you as well.
Oh boy. And you get
Sweet.
another link with me.
Oh, that's only on a critical. So
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Oh, right. And a critical for this, it has to be on both. Correct. Okay.
Yeah, critical is if you get more than 1 6 in the pool. So
Yeah. And then I've got, just so folks know, I've got I got to take another skill thing, believe in me. So links on my sheet and links with me on other player sheets can be spent to affect any character. So
that's amazing.
yeah, super helpful.
And
Mhm.
with that little scene, I think we should go ahead and take a break, and we'll come right back to it. We're going to take a quick 10 to 15-minute break, and we'll be back soon. See ya.
Woo.
Hey folks, welcome back. Hope you had a good break, and we are back. So Janice and Carrie had a little heart to heart and got some links with each other. Carrie and Calliope also had a little bit of a moment, and I believe that is all of Carrie's downtime actions.
It is all of Carrie's downtime. Sorry I could not investigate. Carrie, quite frankly, doesn't care enough about Helios to actively investigate, and they have already been disturbed by the Virgin Mary once. They're not going to do it again.
Not Googling that one again.
So yeah, I believe everyone else has downtime activities. So yeah, whatever you would like to do.
I think that Nif has been trying to has been tracking Helios's location, like on his phone. And like Nif is gonna go and find Helios. Yeah, and just kind of like I think is going to do some investigating into kind of what is going on, what's been left behind.
I was just going to ask, is that something that maybe Janice and Nick could do in tandem? I wanted to do an investigation also, and that maybe we could do it at the same time.
It's one of the I don't know if Nif would kind of
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Scratch it. I'll do a different investigation.
yeah, I think sorry, I was just thinking like because it's Helios
Mhm.
and
It's
like
personal.
yeah, it's personal. I think it's going to be kind of like a personal, you know, trying to get in there with kind of what's in his brain.
Okay. I am going to have you. I think we're going to have you roll just a fortune roll. So just roll a d6, and we'll see how that works out for you.
3.
3.
It
Okay.
suck.
That's okay. With a 3, that is 2 segments marked. So I'm going to put that into your investigation track because it is related to it. So that is progress. So the tier 1 investigation is currently 5 out of 6. And how this plays out, I mean, you know his schedule, like what classes he has and everything. Um, like he seems to still go to his classes, but after his classes are done, you see him in the quad area, but he's not heading back to like your apartment or anything, or the library or any of the normal place he would go. You see him making a beeline to another part of campus. Um, and do you choose to follow him?
Yes.
So you follow him and you come to a part of campus that's like not as much traveled anymore, mostly because like this particular hall, Silva Hall, is abandoned and has been for a while. Like it has like condemned signs on it. Various growth and brush has grown over it. But you see him and he is looking at one of the walls on this side, and painted on the side is in this like weathered graffiti, like other like tags have been put over it, but it is this kind of Virgin Mary figure. And you see this is more clear. The interlocking circles is an atom, and he's just looking at it. He's just staring.
Hey, sweetheart. I saw you walking on quad and it took me a bit to catch up. What's up?
He kind of shakes his head and snaps and he says, I he says, sorry.
You don't have anything to be sorry for.
He says, I was this has been in my head since the other night.
Um, had you seen it here before or have you been this way before?
No, I don't think so. This is the old physics hall. They have a new one that they built. I have no reason to have ever come out here.
I think Nif would kind of go up and like try to kind of come in and like put her arms around him, just kind of looking up at his face.
He says, I totally snapped at you this morning.
Hey, what happened was weird. And like you have every right to be stressed, especially if you're like seeing weird visions and like, hun, no, you don't have to be sorry.
And like I'm losing time. Like I don't know what happened the other night, but this like I couldn't just like I've never seen this before, and it just was like everywhere I look I see this.
Do you believe in magic?
I don't know. I don't think I do. Like a magician, like illusions on stage, that kind of stuff, or like are we talking like witches and wizards, like Dungeons and Dragons stuff?
We're talking in a more kind of fundamental. I mean, I guess it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons stuff, but like, oh, I'm telling you this and you're going to think I'm crazy. You're going to think I'm crazy. But I was there with you at the cafe. I was the one who sang to you. And I think it's my fault that you were put in danger.
I don't understand. What are you talking about?
At the cafe? Remember when you were there and you'd lost time?
Yeah,
And when you came out of the losing time, there was a bunch of people with bird heads.
right, right, right. I don't know why I didn't remember that.
Um, so me and my friends have been trying to stop some evil stuff from happening. And and I think that they have kind of possibly clued into who we are. And I think that you were put in danger because of it. And I'm trying to figure things out. And I don't want to bring up bad shit, but I could really, if you could talk to me, just tell me anything you remember, anything you feel, anything that has been in your head since. Like, I'm trying to stop bad things from happening.
Like, normally I don't remember my dreams. And like that's never bothered me or anything, but the last night I remember like feeling angry in my dream, like something was like telling me to fight, like, and like, but it was like I was somewhere else. I was in like some other hazy place and something had taken me. And now this thing, like, just like every time I like close my eyes, I see this thing now, and I'm scared, Nif.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna do my best to not let anything else happen to you and to fight away the things that are scaring you.
I thank you. I think I'm just ready to go home.
Yeah, I'll walk you home and then I have to go meet up.
Okay. I think I'm gonna be okay. But I think we should talk about whatever's going on with you, because that sounds scary too.
It is, but it's also kind of amazing. It just, would be better if there weren't like evil stuff that was the reason that I was doing this, But you are so important to me. I love you so much. And it's killing me that you are suffering and having bad things happen because of me.
I love you too, and I don't think it was your fault.
You're extraordinarily generous. Try to remember this feeling, you know, if you have another nightmare, wake up, you know, but if you need somebody to be mad at, I can take it. But I'm gonna fucking take this thing down. I'm gonna keep you safe.
And with that, I think we will fade to black on this and wrap that up. So, um,
I was trying to do some investigation.
yeah. I mean, you did get a little clue, whatever this building is and this graffiti and things. That's, yeah.
Can I ask any questions or do I need to roll for
Oh, right.
anything?
Yes, you do get,
Yeah, I am trying to actually gather information.
yes, yes. So like, let me see. Investigation. So along with user result as a gather information role. That's a different thing. I apologize.
So I do have some questions, my gather information questions.
Yes, you get a certain amount based on what it was.
Okay.
So,
Not much.
all right. So, on a 1 to 3, you get one follow-up question. I mean, you get what you get to ask one question and no follow-ups.
How are Raven and this Atom Virgin Mary connected?
You are not going to be 100% certain. This might take
Yeah.
more things, but clearly you don't know if Raven slash Corvus might be operating out of this abandoned building. That's probably a close connection. Um, the but like Corvus is also part of the dreaming, and the dreaming is also connected to this building somehow.
All right.
So, yeah, so something to do with the larger connection between your physical world and the dreaming lies here.
I hope you guys aren't hearing too much clicking. Sorry if you are. I have a new keyboard. It is Sailor Moon themed. I think also before leaving, Nif would take a picture of the Virgin Mary of Science and send it to the group. And then say, along with that, met up with Helios, walking him home, then heading over to the the hideout.
To catch L slash Carrie up with Helios. Helios made way to the abandoned Silva Hall that has graffiti of that Virgin Mary with the atom. And it's somehow tied into everything that's going on this building. So
Nif also told Helios that she was there and she was the one who sang to him, and that it's probably her fault that he's in danger. And he reacted much better than she thought he would.
all right. Is there any other downtime activities you would like to take? I want to say that you can still investigate more. I want to say, let me take a look.
Because I've got another downtime activity. I think that Nif would be heading to the bunker to have an investigation chat with Carrie.
Okay.
I think this has hit even more home for Nif, and they are stressing. They want to figure things out now.
And Carrie's hanging out in the bunker.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, do you have a minute to talk?
I have several minutes.
So, firstly, I wanted to apologize. It was wrong of me to be in your head like that. For non-emergency things.
Thank you.
Um,
I would apologize, but I have nothing to apologize for.
I also wanted to apologize for snapping over text. That could have been a lot more graceful.
I appreciate that. That was not the best message to receive, especially after everything that happened with Corvus. But I had a very good talk about it with Janice. Janice is very smart and very emotionally intelligent.
Janice is so smart.
I didn't beat up 5-year-olds, just so you know. I actually let them beat me up, which I think is a big step. Obviously, they didn't do much damage because they have tiny, tiny fists.
Yes, 5-year-olds do have very small fists, and I appreciate you not beating them up and getting yourself arrested, because that would be a real detriment to the group. We are made better by your strength and your tenacity.
Thank you.
So I'm really fucking scared. And really kind of grasping the gravity of this in a way that maybe I didn't previously. So firstly, did you get the picture I sent of the Our Lady of the Sciences?
Harry pulls out their phone and opens the picture. Isn't it all familiar to anything with like the dream world that I keep forgetting the name of above table?
Yeah, the dreaming.
The dreaming. See, I keep thinking it's the dreaming, and then I go, no, that's the thing from Sandman, silly.
Yeah. I mean, 100%, like, I steal from things I don't mean to all the time. So, but yeah, no, this is not some this is not anything symbolic of anything you would know of in your world. This seems to be some sort of weird human construction.
Oh, this isn't my thing. This is a human thing.
Okay.
But I can still help. I'll still help you.
Thank you. Well, I hope it'll help all of us. We went to an old physics building on campus, and this was there. But Helios was seeing it in his dreams after last night.
That makes sense.
And I know that there is a connection between the dreaming and the physical world there. And I think it might be connected to Corvus. I'm not sure that direct connection. Look,
I mean, she is She is a very intellectual person, I think. Very, very smart, very focused on the best tactics, the best ways to defeat an enemy. And if she decides that science is that way, then she is going to make sure that it gets accomplished to the best of its abilities.
I'm hoping to do an investigation here. Is there something I should roll?
Carrie knows Corvus's habits inside and out.
Yeah, because I think so. The question I'm hoping to ask is what here is incomplete, and I'm hoping to ask that, looking at the information we have, talking to Carrie about Corvus, thinking about the dreams, thinking about Splendiferous, and about the other things we've seen.
Right. I would say at this point, go ahead and make an analyze roll.
Is there any way I can add extra dice to that with my Corvus expertise?
You can spend a stress to do so.
Yeah, I'll spend a stress to do so.
Okay, so I'll straight roll.
Yeah, if you don't have dots in it, then it would be a straight roll.
I don't have dots. Yeah. Actually, can I spend one of my links as well to get a 2-die roll?
Yes, I believe so. I don't have my cheat sheet.
Because I do have those links with myself that are at the beginning of downtime.
Yes, let me just double check on the rules for links.
Yeah, it says I start each downtime with 2 links with myself, and I should be able to grant 1d to an ally's action, I'm assuming. As
Yeah,
it's with myself, I'm my own ally.
Mm-hmm.
to give them a bonus die. Yeah, if you have a link with yourself, you can use that to help yourself. So to give them a bonus die, that's what you can do.
All right, so I will have. So you're also taking a stress?
Yes, I am also taking a stress.
So I'm rolling 2 dice. Come on. Don't fuck me. Ah, I got a 6.
Is that what the dice actually came up?
Ooh, 6!
I got a 6.
Yeah. Coconuts.
Coconuts.
Go coconuts.
So with a 6,
Yeah, what here is incomplete?
yeah, you get 2 questions and 1 follow-up. So what here is incomplete? So, all right. So what here is incomplete is what this art, the symbols were not made by somebody from the dreaming. So it must be somebody on campus, and it seems to have some relevance. So what would be incomplete is what person or people on campus would have made this symbol, and what was the importance of this building that they put it on there.
Okay.
So you get 1 more question and a follow-up question.
Okay. I think who here is at their limit? Where is the stress point here?
Hmm.
I mean, it's just who here is at their limit, which is you can interpret as you wish.
Right. Who here is at their limit? Interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that this graffiti was made out of either an act of rebellion or an act of remembrance. So somebody who the creator of this art, of this image, did so like out of like to make a statement or to memorialize something, or memorialize something in order to make a statement.
Amazing.
Probably not Corvus. I don't think that she would know that I don't know what the Virgin Mary is. And therefore that would make the statement ineffectual.
It feels like maybe I wonder if the connection with the dreamers, the thing that brought you here, was caused by whatever group put up that symbol.
Catholics.
Um, Catholics and science, not as best friends as you might think.
Hmm. Scientologists.
Strangely enough, also not that familiar, not that kind of besties with science.
But it's in the name.
Yes. Yes, I know.
And that very charming man, Thomathan Cruz, practices it, doesn't he?
Have you ever noticed that he has one tooth right in the middle of his mouth?
No, I thought that was a common human trait. Some people have 2 teeth, some people have 1 tooth. Like a cyclops.
I mean, I'm sure there's other people, but mostly just Tom Cruise.
Hmm. Thomathan is a man of mystery.
Thomathan is a man of mystery. He does, however, run very quickly. And my follow-up question, who here can best help me?
Um, you can definitely still ask that question. The follow-up question is freeform though. You can ask me a direct question,
Oh, okay.
following up on some piece of information I already answered for you.
Okay. Um, I guess like if I think about the groups on campus, if I think about where the connections are, as Nif has always been somebody who is friendly with a lot of people, who makes a lot of connections, um, going into my mind palace, is this something that I have come across?
Yeah, so you would know that UC Santa Marta has a long, rich history of student secret societies. And this would have been before your time. But you do remember like looking at like some old thing, maybe you were just like skimming through a yearbook at the library or something like that, or like old school newspaper publications looking at something. Um, and there is this group called Our Lady of the Atom, and they kind of like formed in protest of nuclear research being done for the government here at UC Santa Marta. However, that was like the 70s. This graffiti's newer.
I think I think that somebody's trying to revive an old tradition. Or maybe it's been underground this whole time. But I think it's Our Lady of the Atom.
I mean, every god needs followers, and there are certainly a lot of people pretending to be gods in the dreaming.
And if you are dedicated enough to try and, if you believe in something hard enough to try and, get it snuffed out, I, because that was an old group. That was a long time ago, but that graffiti was not that old. I think we have a lead at least.
We do, we have a lead. That's very good. I'm very glad it. Do you think it actually involves the Virgin Mary, or do you think it involves like an offshoot?
I think that it's using the symbology of the Virgin Mary as this central figure of um, kind of the the birthing of this religious figure. But instead of the, creation of a religious figurehead, it is the religion of science and the atom. But they aren't for the atom. They were against atomic research, against nuclear research.
I don't know why they don't like Godzilla.
I mean, there may have been some good intentions, but Godzilla did a lot of collateral damage. There's a lot of um, you know, there's a lot of superhero films and things you see where the good guys rush in and save the day, but don't, you know, but aren't thinking about all the buildings that will have to be taken, will have to be um, rebuilt, and the homes and the businesses that have been destroyed. And
But Godzilla's the good one because he grows and he changes and then he protects humanity, and they forgive him even though he's angry and grumpy sometimes because they see the value in his protection and his care for humanity. And then he gets to swim in the ocean forever, and people don't hate him anymore, even though he's still angry.
But he had to do a lot of growing and, figure out how to live in the world in a way that respected other people's lives as well. He's doing the protecting, but he had to figure out how to do it in a way where when he wasn't protecting, he wasn't hurting. And swimming in the ocean for eternity sounds amazing, but he might not have known that that was so amazing when he got here and was angry and was smashing and then was learning to protect. You know?
I know. I know that there's a lot of growing he has to do, and that the damage he does is never really undone. He just does good things and hopes that that can help fix it a little bit.
Absolutely. And seeing Godzilla go from angry and destructive to protecting and caring, that gives so many people hope. What a beacon of incredible hope that Godzilla, who so many people were afraid of, is loved and learned to be with and learned to be part of and learned also that we all have the places where we do the best for the world. Godzilla would be a terrible barista. His dexterity really crappy. And his ability to take orders and communicate with people, not great. But Godzilla's an excellent protector and an excellent swimmer.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. It's not going to work. I'm still grumpy. I'm still in my character development.
Grumpy like Godzilla.
Oh, Janice, when did you get here?
I know I'm not your favorite person. But that's still, I hope that one day you'll like me a little more.
I'm going to tell you a hard truth because you're having a hard time right now. You're probably my favorite person. I spar with you because I think that out of everyone here, you're my equal in a lot of ways, and you're the opposite force. It's like a science term that Janice explained that I don't remember now. Magnets, I think. All I know is I once put a magnet in the microwave and then Reese was very upset. But I value you, and I think that you're very strong in a lot of ways, especially in the art of compassion, which is something that I am not as strong in. And I have a lot to learn from you, and perhaps that is what vexes me a little bit about you. But I do like you. You're my friend.
Just remember, every time you see me punch, how much I also have to learn from you.
Oh, trust me, we're going to get into your punches. But not right now.
Yes, thank you for not beating up children.
I do my best. I don't want to disappoint anyone or make them sad. Anyone in this friend group. I'm all for making other people sad. It gives me joy.
I think you do that less than you'd like to believe.
I know.
Also, did you need some money for something? I just have this feeling.
Perhaps I'm going to be a little bit behind on my half of the rent.
Well, if you need any, I just had this feeling.
It's all right. I can find a kidney to sell. It's fine.
Not one of mine.
Don't worry, it'll be a stranger. That way I won't feel guilty.
I think with that, we should check in with Janice. What are you doing for downtime?
For downtime, I want Janice to leverage the ambulatory garden prototype into a link with NIF. And what is our investigation track at now after that?
Our investigation track. I just did that. We are halfway into tier 2. So tier 1 is full and we have 3 in tier 2.
Okay. Can you remind me what tier 1 versus tier 2 gets us?
Yes, so it gets you a plus on specific missions. Whatever mission you'll end up doing. So tier 1 missions are like cleansing someone of the grip of the abyss or face a creature from the abyss. Tier 2 is seek answers or reclaim an object of power. So
that affects the type of mission that we get to do?
correct. Well, yeah, you can choose to do any mission, but it gives you a bonus die on the engagement roll if you have the track filled for it. So
Okay.
So right now y'all get a bonus die if y'all engage in a tier 1 mission.
And that tier 1 is really our jam so far.
Yeah.
Saving people from the abyss.
And it's still early. That's fine. So
yeah, I want to do a link with NIF, and I want to do, I think, a long-term project since we have tier 1 safely secured, and I want to work on our hideout. I think that given the hideout track, the thing that I have to work on is a healing space.
yes.
Okay. So I'll start with NIF. I'll come kind of like barreling into the hideout. I'm not sure where this works in the actual like chronology of things. I was imagining this being before she went to go meet Helios, but I don't know. This could be any time really. And she has a big duffel and like slams it down gently on the table, and starts pulling out contraptions and stuff. And she's like, Winifred, I'm so excited to show you this. We and Splendiferous were working on the ambulatory garden prototype, and I think we've got some really cool stuff and some neat features here to show you. And she starts rambling on about the it has kind of these tracks, like little rolling tracks for wheels, so they can like climb over like little hills and bumps and stuff. Some like solar panels and moisture sensors to feed the water. And she's geeking out and showing you.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
I didn't know the exact specs that you needed, but we can scale this up or scale it down. But I think that this is, you asked for a garden that could go for a walk, and this is a garden that can go for a walk.
This is, my mind is blown. How did you do this so quickly?
Well, I didn't do it all by myself. Splendiferous helped out quite a bit. He had already been working on and developing the ambulation system, especially the traction points. I'm trying to decide, this is Dozens talking, I'm trying to decide if Splendiferous is here in the hideout. I don't know how much we
I don't think we would have let him into the hideout.
Okay.
Lycos would not let him into the hideout. Lycos
Yeah.
would stand out there like a guard dog and start going, "Roar, roar, roar, roar."
Okay. Okay. He's not in the
This
hideout.
is the inner sanctum. I am so grateful that I just put in a call and here you are with the most incredible things to help me.
Well, yeah, I mean, you put in a call that gave me an opportunity to do one of the things that I love the most for one of the people that I love the most. So I got right on it. And you know what? I just realized I got so caught up in building the thing that I don't really know what this is for besides a moving garden. What do you need a moving garden for?
So one of my projects right now is I'm trying to develop. So I don't know if you know, like the old myths that carrots were really good for your eyes.
Yes.
So I'm actually trying to develop carrots that are in fact beneficial for eyesight.
Oh, that's great.
And I've been having some issues, and I was speaking with kind of this person who's like my second mother. She is my plant person and my mentor and just the most wonderful person. And we were talking about how plants, need to be happy to grow. And in a lab situation where everything is sterile and everything is so focused, and everything is artificial. It's not, it's not as conducive. So I'm hoping that I want something that I can have in the lab so that I can continue to measure. I've got all my tools there, but I also want to be able to take it out into, the sun and nature and, you know, so that it has a better chance of kind of beneficial things and um I just I mean it's silly, but I know this is not how the world works, but I feel like if um Calliope's mom could see better, then maybe she'd be able to see how lovely her daughter is. um But, in order to do that, I need to actually prove my theory. I need it to actually the seeds to grow. I've got some really amazing new um, heritage seeds that I can do some splicing in. But I needed a way to get the plants from the lab to the sun.
Yeah. Well, this will definitely help you transition your planting beds between indoors and outdoors. Um, wow,
And
that sounds really interesting. They're going to be like emotional vision carrots.
I mean, physical vision, but I think that, obviously if Calliope's mom can't see how beautiful Calliope is, there must be something vision deficient there. And I mean, even if there isn't technically, if I put that in my project and say that to her, that maybe she'll get a clue as to how much of a fucking bitch she is. Pardon my language. Um, and eat a food that is actually a solid. Um,
Yeah. I was just thinking how easy it would be to slip it into her juice if we end up juicing these special carrots of yours.
yes. I mean, there's a reason that they're a vegetable and, not so that like could I there's a lot of thought that's gone into this project. Plus, if I succeed, not only will it get me really good grades, but it has medical applications and could get me a really good job in the future. Um, but this is, and I can put your and Splendiferous's names on the paper, on the
Well,
like as
yeah,
part of
that'd
the
be great.
team, as part of the team.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Splendiferous only helps a little bit. He doesn't need to be on that paper. I don't think that's how it is.
your name I'm sure will be first, above
Yeah, I'm
his,
sure.
above
Yeah,
his.
that's appropriate.
He's just a little footnote. You're a contributor. He's just a footnote.
Very little footnote. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna have you roll something to start working on this healing space.
Oh, okay. Um, I will roll a.
Cool with analyze or empathize.
I could do an analyze.
Yeah.
Gives me one die. It's a 4.
It's a 4. Okay, so with that, um you have 3 segments. I'm saying this is a 6-segment clock, so you're halfway through building this healing space.
Cool. Yeah, I maybe repurpose one of the mats from the practice room and lay it down as a nice little napping area. Put some plants in there and a picture poster of Godzilla.
We can
And
we can use this prototype to take these plants out for walks, so they also get sun.
that'd be a great way for me to continue working on the prototype, even while we're in the hideout.
Yeah, absolutely. And just think we're bringing nature in. It's healing. It's it's perfect. It's all perfect.
Yes, it's perfect. You know what? I've spent so much time thinking about moving the plants out and back in. Maybe I could figure out a way for it to harvest plants from outside and bring them inside. And it could go both ways.
Amazing.
So, okay, cool. I'm glad you like the prototype. I liked working on it. Hey, Nif, how's your harmony?
I mean, I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm not stressed. This whole situation is pretty stressful. And, with Helios um, being so affected by this, it's hitting pretty close to home. But, I had some time today to kind of sit and do some thinking. And I mean, I'm a little stressed, but I'm feeling pretty centered.
Okay, that's great. And if you continue to feel stressed, maybe you could just take your carrots for a walk, and that would be a good way to work on your carrot health and your mental health all at the same time.
Absolutely. I love nature. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm great. I'm great all the time. I I had to lose bridge against Charlotte and Ruth Cogwell, and to Splendiferous Cogwell. Those are two peas in a pod. The apple didn't fall far from the tree on that apple. I know you like nature. That was a nature metaphor.
I love nature. I really appreciate you still reaching out to Splendiferous to work together on the mobile garden, even after the match with his relative.
He makes it so hard.
You know, sometimes the ones who are the hardest to work with initially become the most worthwhile.
You're probably right.
And once he's an actual grown adult, he might be a little better. Give him the grace of being barely pubescent.
Sometimes I forget that he's only like 16 years old. It's really quite a lot.
Yeah, especially for you. It's you've got a lot of time there.
Yeah.
Were you trying to do another downtime activity or like?
Oh yeah. I think we were just riffing, but I wanted to roll a link with Nif.
Okay.
And if is brilliantly, transcendently happy about the gift.
Yay. We did a friendship.
We did a friendship.
I'll roll analyze because of the prototype.
That sounds good to me.
That one's a 6.
Damn.
You get 4 Nif gets 4 links with Janice.
Amazing.
That was some good linkage.
Yeah.
And that's my downtime.
Awesome. Calliope, I know you have more downtime activities.
Yeah. Let's spend some time in the training room.
Okay. Kai, your robot companion, says, you actually come to the training room, to do more, and Kai is actually sitting like crisscross applesauce on the floor, holding this object that, it's like an octahedron. It's like a D8 in like that like dual pyramid kind of thing. And it's just like sitting with it, pondering. The screen is like off. It looks like it's off, and is just holding this object as you enter the room.
Hi.
The screen flickers and the familiar woman's face shows up and says, "Oh, Calliope, have you joined me for training?"
Yeah, I didn't interrupt you or anything, did I?
Oh no, absolutely not. I was just trying to communicate with the others in the arc.
Oh.
It is difficult without them being physically present to understand what they are thinking and what they think is going on.
Fair.
So, to begin, I must ask you, have you had any more contact with the god that is attached to you, with Verdage?
I just kind of had like I don't know. Kronos put me in safety timeout and I saw Verdage, but like we didn't it felt like it was a very, it always feels like it's just a few seconds.
I have been doing some thinking, and maybe like we should still practice your physical forms, because once you are able to embrace Verdage, you will need to be able to fight like the others. But I also want to tell you about the one who is attached to you and what they mean to us.
Okay.
Verdage Verdage was the first Onironat. And that is a term that we use for those who ended up rebelling the in the dreaming. Through some course of events, Verdage came to understand something that was going to happen in the future. That is very unclear to all of them, including Verdage, but believed that it was important enough that the council was going to the lords of the dreaming were going to invade and destroy the land of the dreamers, which would have catastrophic effects on all of us. Verdage was the first to act, was the first to stand up, and the first to fight. The fact that they chose you and matched you makes me confident that you are very important to this. But first, we should practice longswords.
Okay. That's a lot to not gonna lie, that's a lot to digest, but okay, yeah, we can jump into swords.
I apologize. Do you have questions?
More questions than I think we have time to ever answer. Um, are 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 you sure I'm like the rest of them? My friends, I mean, like they obviously can transcend and do incredible things, and I don't see how I could be that too.
You I have been observing all of you and your dynamics, and while I do have concerns about you not being able to embrace Verdage, and I don't fully understand why, but Verdage is discerning and did not pick you for did not pick you at random. You are like them. You just need to find the place in your heart that can reach out to the dream and pull it in. And I do not have answers about what would might be blocking you or anything like that. But I hope and I believe that the time will come where you do transcend.
Their dad knows I'm like crippled, right?
Yes, Verdage was also harmed in the battle. You are kindred.
I didn't realize.
Yes. Led led the dissenters into battle, and it's what ultimately got them all trapped away, but it doesn't mean that it wasn't worthwhile for them.
So swords.
Swords. And we'll hand you a sword. Yeah, you get to experience, I believe, in Sun for that. As you have a training session where yeah, parry, thrust.
That's the sideways bar, right?
Correct.
Top. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, very Steven Universe in Pearl's little battle.
Yeah, and I believe you have one more downtime activity.
Did we not do the links?
Um, Calliope has an extra for being the unlikely hero.
Oh, Mal, you're so smart.
We both forgot the last couple of sessions, so we were
Yeah.
talking about it like we lived together. We were talking about it. So
Like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to do another thing. I would like to try to link up with Nif, knowing, the Helios situation, the message that we got earlier, and just kind of check in, do an empathize, see how you're feeling. Are you okay?
I mean, I mean, I'm always going to be okay, obviously. But it really hit pretty close to home there. I feel really, I feel really guilty for being the reason this happened to him.
I mean, we can't control who or what is coming for us. It's, it's not like you intentionally put him in danger.
No, I know. He just wasn't him, you know?
Yeah.
And seeing him like that with the bird head, I was really scared. Like I don't care if things happen to me. Whatever happens to me happens to me. It's fine. Whatever. But like you guys and him, you live in my heart. And seeing you guys, I mean, and like you and Janice and Carrie are so strong. We're here to be the heroes. The four of us are the heroes. He's not the hero, which I mean, he is so much to me. But the responsibility isn't on him. And to see him get hurt in a way that he can't defend himself from is scary.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot.
You know that you're the hero too, right?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No, I would. I would.
I can't do a whole lot. Not like the rest of you.
We all have different things that we're amazing at. And I know that you I know that you haven't let yourself get there all the way, but I know it's there. And even without that, you are so helpful and like strong and fierce and caring, and you are a hero. You are the hero. And I see that, and we all see that. And I know that you don't think that about yourself. And you know, if there was anything I could do to like make you understand how powerful you are, I would in a heartbeat.
I appreciate that. I don't know. You don't see people like me in any hero stories.
Well, that's because they're shitty fucking hero stories being written by rich, privileged people who are able to get their shit put out there. It's because they're pandering to an audience who will never understand the kind of strength and dedication it takes to live as you, the kind of incredible emotional depth and physical strength and perseverance and persistence it takes to just keep going in a world that doesn't necessarily want you to keep going. You are, to all of us here, and I know to the world in a larger way, you are a hero. And I'll keep telling you that until you believe it. Because I believe it here. And when I am Concordia and I'm fucking floating around and singing, there's a piece missing from the team because you are a hero and you're a piece of this. You are the part of this that is, you're so important. You're so important.
I'm gonna do my best to try and figure it out.
Okay. But like, remember, you're already a hero. This, the God thing or not, you're already important here and worthy and valuable. God thing or not, you are already these things in yourself. Don't put any pressure on you because you're already there. The only thing you need is to realize it yourself.
I think at that Calliope would just hug you and like sob.
Yeah. Nif would just, and I think Nif would also just start doing a little bit of like gentle lullaby singing just to kind of help to, just connect in with Calliope to really, you know, to just like bring Calliope into this, I'm not transcended. I can't bring Calliope into my harmony, but I can still you know, mine is a voice that reaches.
Right.
All right, Calliope, I'm going to have you roll empathize and remember that you get an extra bonus die when making a connection.
Can I, because I'm singing and I can sing to inspire my allies, can I give an extra dice because of that?
Yeah.
Have a dice.
3 dice. 5 is the highest on that.
Okay. I believe that is 3 segments. So if you get 3 links with Calliope. So as you'll do that, you hear an alarm from Kai, like a klaxon sound. And it's a sound you're familiar with because a monster is attacking.
I think somewhere in the background, Carrie just starts barking like dogs when they hear a doorbell.
And as that alarm goes off, that is where we're going to call it for this session. This was such an intense session. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining. Let's go ahead and do our outros.
Hi, I'm Chantel. My pronouns are they, them. I am emotionally spent, but fortunately, I don't have anything to advertise. So if you want to find me, I'm here on Tuesdays, um, getting this real good, just emotional release.
Hello, everyone. I have been Elle. If you would like to see if I will continue to be Elle, you can find me at Sapphic Soulful or at Soulful Sapphic on the social medias. You can find me here on Tuesdays playing Carrie, who is obsessed with Godzilla for totally legitimate reasons. It's not a projection of their own self-image. They don't see themselves as a giant monster who has no choice but to destroy cities because it is in their nature. It's fine. You can also find me over on Bardic Inspiration Network. I am one of the heads of the head bards, we call ourselves. It's me and Anne, my friend. So we've got some great stuff going on. We just had an episode of Power Rangers Lightspeed Heroes, which is super fun. It is a Darkest Timeline Power Rangers game. Several of the Lightspeed Light Force, they're dead. They died. Sad. Now we have new heroes who are trying to not be dead. They are not teens with attitudes, they are adults with adult jobs. And sometimes they have love triangles with their best friends and their best friends' fiancés. Whoopsies. And then this Wednesday, I have to double check the time, so I'm pulling that up right now, but we are playing Power Rangers Monster Force, which is very fun. We're gonna fight some people, make some connections. There's a robot who's learning to be human that I don't play. I play Kane Adler, who is on their journey of autism because they didn't know they were autistic for a little while. Most of their life, actually. And now they're discovering it, and it's very fun. Woo! All right, so that is going to be at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Yay! On Saturday at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Yes. I will be on Nerds with Dice playing. What's my character's name? Sasha Morgan. Sasha Morgan, the hero, aka Hecate, who is dealing with having recently died. Now they have a white streak in their hair, and also their girlfriend and one of their best friends may be going to jail for kidnapping. They definitely did the kidnapping, though. That man is inside of a book. It will make sense if you watch Masks on Saturday. That's all I have to plug for right now, but keep an eye on Bardic Inspiration Network because we do have D&D week next week, which means our 2 Tales of Exandria games, which are super fun, and we're having a great time, and we're in a tournament arc with one, we're starting a new arc in the other. Woo!
And I'm Dozens. I have been playing Janice Quinn, time traveler and girl scientist. Tonight I will plug my itch. which you can find at dozens.itch.io. I got on a writing spree this week and I dropped 2 new games. One of them is about using mad science and genetics to create giant mutant hybrid sheep, which is a game that is based on a true story. And I also released a game that is a Craigslist ad, but is also a role-playing game. So check them out.
Amazing. I'm Siliqui Jaden. You can find me everywhere online as Fat Sapphic Bro. I am here streaming on Twitch Sundays, most Sundays from 7:30 to 9:30, most Mondays from 3 to 6, and most Tuesdays from 6 to 9, all PST.
Awesome. And I'm Archangelic. I have been your director for the night. And you can find links for me on my space on MySpace on my website,
I was like,
Archangelic.
wow, jump scare.
Oh no, I'm young again.
I'm also on Twitter. I'm on Mastodon, Archangelic at icosahedron.website, which that's a lot. But but yeah, I really love playing this game. What was I saying? Sorry, I got completely sidetracked. So I run the Era of the Dragons on Sunday. You can find me here on Tuesday nights, running this game for these wonderful people. Thank you, wonderful people. We are about to go into an after show, short after show that will be available on our Patreon, patreon.com/lanternlightadventures. It is completely free, but you feel free to support us there if you would like. And with that, I would like to thank you all for joining in. We love you, and we hope to see you next one. Huh?
Go coconuts.
Oh,
Go
our producer.
coconuts!
Our producer. Sorry. Polaris. Polygeist. Thank you. We could not do this without you, seriously.
Truly.
Thank you so much. And yeah, we love you, and we hope to see you next time.
Go coconuts!
Go
Go
coconuts!
coconuts!
Go coconuts!